Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 2 and what I want to see in it. If you guys want to see daily Star Wars content, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So we know Mandalorian Season 2 is coming out in October with 8 new episodes. Now, I hope that we're going to have a little bit of longer episodes. You know, we average like 30 to 40 minutes in Season 1. So hopefully they'll be a little longer. But hey, I'm not complaining. I enjoyed them. So what do I want to see? What do I think we'll get? And the first thing I want to touch on here is, will we get a time jump? So obviously in Season 1, at the end of Season 1, we see the blacksmith or the armorer tell Mando that he needs to train Baby Yoda as a foundling. Now he can't do that right now because he's such a still at a young age. He's very fragile. He would not be able to go through the rigorous training of a Mandalorian. So will we see like maybe a 10-year time jump, a 5-year time jump? Something to give Baby Yoda a little bit more age. We don't know how fast their species ages at such a young age. You know, we know that they can live up to 900 years, but we don't know how fast they age in their early life. So maybe we'll get a bit of a time jump there. And if we do, let's go and start there. If we do get that time jump, I want to see Baby Yoda train as a Mandalorian. I think this will be incredible to see the process of how the Mandalorians are trained and how the foundlings are groomed into becoming full-fledged Mandalorians. I'd like to see that process. I think it'd be pretty cool. I'd also want to see Din Djarin's backstory, a little bit more of that. You know, obviously we saw a little bit of the flashbacks in Season 1. I'd like to see a little bit more of that, how he became a Mandalorian, what he had to go through, you know, with the death of his parents, and, you know, where he went after that, you know, what planets he explored, you know, what he had to go through. I think it'd be very interesting. I don't think we need an entirely new show on that. We know they're doing Mandalorian spinoff shows in the future. I don't think we need a young backstory show of Din Djarin. I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it warrants a TV show, and we can definitely get an idea of his former life or his, younger self in flashbacks. I think it'd be cool. And of course, I want to see more of Baby Yoda's backstory. I think this is the big question. You know, obviously there's always questions around Yoda's species and what they are and what they bring to the Star Wars universe. He was placed into hiding like Luke and Leia. We're not really sure his backstory. So it would be really nice to see them go to a mixture of old and new planets throughout the show. You know, maybe get some planets we've seen before, get a little bit of nostalgia, but I also do want to see new things. That's something that has become something very important to me in this Star Wars era that we're in right now, is that we're getting a lot of nostalgia and a lot of repeating. I feel like, this trilogy was a lot of fan service here at the end, and at the beginning it was kind of a remake of the original trilogy. So I need to see something new. I really do. We need to get some unique planets, some unique characters, unique force abilities. We need more of that. But we also have to get a hint of nostalgia every now and then. So seeing them go from planet to planet, I want to see some new ones and some old ones. And along with that, we are seeing some Skywalker saga characters, right? They've already confirmed that. So who are we going to see? Well, for one, I want to touch on the bounty hunters real quick. So bounty hunters like Cad Bane or Hondo, Bosk, of course, Boba Fett would be awesome to see. More of those like Clone Wars and Rebels era bounty hunters. Maybe like a dark, gritty feel in some of the episodes to where they're trying to capture Baby Yoda. That would be pretty cool. Obviously you can't be captured. The dude's just so OP, but it would be really cool to have some of the bounty hunters that we love come back and, try and hunt down Baby Yoda for the client or the Empire. So I would like to see more, bounty hunters. Give me some dark, gritty feel. I'd really like to see that. And moving on with the Skywalker saga characters, I would of course love to see Ahsoka come back. And I'm not sure if they're going to bridge that into a sequel to Rebels. I'm not sure if they'll connect the two. Maybe we'll get a cameo appearance from Ezra. I don't know. I highly doubt any of that will happen. I just thought I'd throw it in here. But what I really want to see, the core of the season, maybe it'll probably come down to the last few episodes, but I would really love to see Baby Yoda's training as a Jedi. Or not necessarily a Jedi, but in the ways of the Force. So who would I want to see come back? I would love to see Yaddle come back. Now, I know before you guys say she's dead, okay. She's not confirmed to be dead in canon. She is dead in Legends, but they like to mess up the story and create their own timeline. The way I think of it is we got two different timelines here. It's pretty much just a multiverse. That's how I like to think of it. And I'll probably make a video on that in the future. And I already did Yaddle train, or is Yaddle going to train Baby Yoda in Mandalorian Season 2? So I'll leave that at the end of the video and in the description. But I would like to see her train him, maybe in the very last episode, they finally find Yaddle and the Mando drops him off on this planet, and she trains Baby Yoda for like a few years, and in season 3 he comes back and gets him and trains him as a Mandalorian, and then he becomes a Mandalorian Jedi and wields a Darksaber. That'd be freaking awesome for season 3. That's how I would like it to end. Now, if they're not going to use Yaddle and they won't have her training him, I would like to see Luke do it. So this is something that is far-fetched for me, but I think we could see Luke come in at the end. And what I would like to see more than anything here would be Luke and Kylo, actually like a young Kylo, both show up, and Kylo befriends Baby Yoda. You know, they become friends, and then Luke trains Baby Yoda a little bit in the Force. Same thing. Mando drops him off, and then he comes back, picks him up, and maybe that's why Baby Yoda wasn't at Luke's temple when it was destroyed. Now, I can't think of the timeline here of when Kylo was born and then Luke's temple was created, so I'm not really sure the timeline here. I could be completely off, and the timeline would not connect. But I think it was around like 10 ABY, 15 ABY. I could be completely wrong there, but trying to think of when The Force Awakens was, I think it was around 20 or 30 BBY or ABY. I can't think of it right now, but you know, Kylo's 30 years old at the end of Rise of Skywalker, so it had to be around that time period. And of course, they could definitely do the time jump thing for there. So I would love to see Kylo and Baby Yoda become friends. I think that would be very wholesome and very nice to see. You know, and then, you know, of course, Kylo goes to the dark side. Maybe when Baby Yoda leaves, he goes to the dark side. He starts getting, you know, those whispers in his head from Snoke, and he starts turning him to the dark side and manipulating him from such a young age. And, you know, that'd be really cool to see. I would like to see Baby Yoda, Kylo, Luke, the whole gang together. That would be pretty cool. And if not, Yaddle, of course. And if still that doesn't happen, give us a Yoda's Force Ghost. Give us some way of him connecting to the Force. He needs to have some, or just even a tad bit of training. And, you know, the whole thing is them finding Yoda's species or finding Yoda's home. So they have to incorporate something, you know, someone from his past, whether it be Yaddle, Luke, or Yoda. It's got to be somebody, or just someone we haven't even met before. Or someone, you know, we have met but don't know that's even connected to him. It's got to be someone from the Clone Wars era, from the fall, you know, around the fall of the Republic time period. So I would really like to see that. I think Yaddle, Luke, or Yoda would be a great fit here. At the end of season 3, or at the end of season 2, they train him. Another time jump happens. Mando comes back and is like, "Oh my God, you're an adult, you know," or I guess you're a teenager at this point. And you know, he trains him. He can finally train him into a Mandalorian. Now, like I said, we don't know the growth process of Yoda's species. The only thing we know is Yoda he didn't become a master, but he was able to teach students at the Jedi Temple when he was 100 years old. So Baby Yoda is 50 right now. He's still very young, but if Yoda was able to teach students at 100, you know, I'm not sure the growth process there. So if Baby Yoda is 75, is he a teenager? Is he like 12 years old? Is he 10? You know, like how old would he be? So I'm not really sure how his age process works. We don't know. But they could really do anything here, and we'd probably be fine with it. So that's like the core of the things that I want to see in Mandalorian Season 2. There are a few other things here I'm going to touch on that I would like to see. And these are kind of just, I feel like they're givens, but I do want to see them. And that's Moff Gideon's past and how he obtained the Darksaber. They're definitely going to touch on this a little bit. And if they don't, it'd be kind of weird because we know absolutely nothing about Moff Gideon. So I feel like they're going to dive deeper into his character and who he is. He is a very, very unique character. You know, he's an Imperial officer who has a Darksaber, and he's so, I don't know, it's his attitude. His attitude is like, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes for the Empire, and the Empire's gone. So maybe he feels like he can be in charge of the Empire if he brings Baby Yoda to the Emperor, because we know the Emperor's not dead. So maybe he wants to take that position, and if he does his job and he does his duty, he could get that. Not entirely sure. You know, we don't know his motives. We don't know what he's doing this for. Maybe he's doing it for himself. Maybe he wants the Force powers, you know, the midichlorians within Baby Yoda. We never know. So I would love to see more of Moff Gideon, his past, and his motives for the future. And then I would like to see the Mando get the Darksaber. This is something that might not happen in Season 2, but most likely Season 3, you know, if Baby Yoda is trained, he will eventually get the Darksaber after Mando passes on. But man, I would love to see Mando control the Darksaber, wield the Darksaber. Obviously, the person who wields the Darksaber is supposed to be the leader, the leader of the Mandalorians. And right now, Moff Gideon has it, who might be a Mandalorian. We don't know. I would like to see that. Maybe see Mandalorian, maybe it's not. But, you know, I think Din Djarin will definitely get it here in the future in Season 2, and then most likely give it to Baby Yoda in Season 3. I think that would be really cool to see, which we most likely will. And I want to see more of Cara. I think she is a character that she got us a lot of spotlight. Okay, she is one of those characters that people love, but I feel like she just didn't get enough to really like draw out her character. I like her character. She is really cool. I want to see more of her past with her Republic Shock Trooper days, some flashbacks to that. Really, I just want to see more detail with these characters. I want the characters to be fleshed out a little more, and I want them to have actual character development. You guys know how much I hated the characters in the sequel trilogy. They didn't have character development. They were just kind of boring black characters, and I want fleshed out characters. I want more unique characters, and I think that's what we're getting. I love all the characters that we've gotten so far in The Mandalorian. Now, of course, there's like Grief Karga. I don't really care for him that much. He's just kind of there to facilitate, you know, the bounties, and I think he'll get a bigger role possibly in this next season. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just stay on the back and kind of be there supporting, or maybe still giving jobs to Mando or giving him information about, you know, keeping Baby Yoda safe, something like that. I'm not entirely sure his role, but I'm not really interested in him as much as Cara or Moff Gideon. So I think those are the two characters that I would like to see focused on and fleshed out a little more. And of course, Mando and Baby Yoda as well. So this is what I want to see in Mandalorian Season 2. If I had to choose, I would like to see Luke and Kylo come in and the Baby Yoda and Kylo become friends, or possibly Yaddle. So let me know what you guys think, what you want to see, what you're most excited for Season 2, going into Season 3 as well. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you could go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me, as it does help the channel continue to grow. And of course, if you guys want to see daily Star Wars content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you for everything. I appreciate your support. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.